Mixed numbers and improper fractions. So you've probably learned already that there's a connection between mixed numbers, things like 2 and 1/3, and improper fractions, things like 22 over 7. Okay, so let's look at them a little bit closer. First, there's a rule. I know rules stink, but that's okay. This one's going to be really helpful. All fractions are really division problems. All right, so for instance, 18 divided by 5 can be written as 18 divided by 5. All right. Another one is negative 12 over 7 can be written as negative 12 divided by 7. And that's really going to help us see the connection between mixed numbers and improper fractions. So let's look at the improper fraction 17 over 4. Real quick, it's improper because the numerator, the top number, is greater than the denominator, the bottom number. So we just said in that last slide that we could write this as actually 17 divided by 4, I think is what we said. So, ooh, better get a better pen here. Let's go. That's better. Okay. So 17 divided by 4. Well, 17 divided by 4, we could rewrite that as 17 divided by 4. All right? And then we can do it just like we would any division problem, any long division problem. So how many times does 4 go into 1? It doesn't. How many times does 4 go into 17? Well, 4 times 1 is 4, 8, 12, 16. So it looks like 4 times. So we've got 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract 1. How many times does 4 go into 1? It doesn't. That's my numerator. Remainder 1. All right, so my answer then is, let's be careful and let's pick a different color. My actual answer then is 4, this number up here, 4, and then take your remainder, which was 1, divided by whatever you were dividing by originally. So 4. So it's 4 and 1/4 is the mixed number. All right. So in other words, we could write this: 17 over 4 is actually 4 and 1/4. I'll try and make it a little bit nicer on the next example. Here we go. 17 divided by 8. Oh, sorry, I used 17 again, not very creative. But 17 divided by 8, we already said, was the same as 17 divided by 8. So 17 over 8, the fraction is the same as 17 divided by 8. So we're going to do some long division here. We're going to put 8 outside, and 17 underneath. And then how many times does 8 go into 17? 1 is 8, 2 is 16. Oh, I think twice. Okay, so 2. 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract. I get a remainder of 1. And the question is, how do I write that as a mixed number? Well, I take whatever number I got on top, 2, right? And then I take my remainder, different colors here, remainder which was 1, and that's the numerator of the fraction. And then the denominator is whatever number I was dividing by, so that's 8. So just to be clear on where everything's at here. Purple lines up with purple. All right. And it's supposed to be a highlighter. It's not that good of one. Green lines up with green. Okay. And let's do, oh, what color should we do? How about pink? And pink matches up with pink. All right, so that's where everything goes in the mixed number. That'd be worth writing down, I think. All right, so in other words, if we were kind of summing up everything that we said here, 17 over 8 is equal to 2 and 1/8. Right, so those two, the improper fraction and the mixed number, are the same thing. All right, let's go to the next one. Going the other way, let me show you a little shortcut. Let's say we start with a mixed number. It's a mixed number because I've got a whole number, and a fraction kind of playing together, 2 and 3/8. Okay. Suppose I wanted that to be an improper fraction. Sometimes that's really helpful. So I'm going to show you the shortcut here. All right. Here's the process. I take my whole number 2, whatever number's out in front here, and I multiply it by 8. Okay, so I take 2 times 8. That gives me 2 times 8. All right, and then I add the numerator to that. So I'm going to take 2 times 8 plus 3. Okay, that gives me 16 plus 3, which is 19. And that's all divided by whatever my numerator, or excuse me, my denominator was, which is 8. Okay, so quick recap. I take the whole number, which was 2, multiply that by the denominator, which was 8, and then add the numerator. So notice I added the numerator, and that gave me 19. So all of this right here, this mess, gave me 19. What's my denominator? It doesn't change. It stays the same. It's always 8. So when you're going from a mixed number to an improper fraction, you always have the same denominator. You don't have to worry about the denominator at all. It's really all about figuring out what the numerator is. Take the whole number times the denominator plus the numerator. Whole number times the bottom number plus the top number. Whole number times the bottom number plus the top number. Whole number times the bottom number plus the top number. Okay, let's do another one. Very quickly on this one, since you guys should be you're probably all getting the hang of it by now. Oh, mommy, this is why it's helpful. This is why we care. Because if I want to multiply these two things together, I don't really know how to do it in mixed number form. But if they were in improper fraction form, I certainly could. So let's put each one of these into a an improper fraction. So I'm going to take 4, multiply it by 7, and add it to 2. All right, so 4 times 7, that's 28, plus 2 is 30. What's my denominator? Never changes! It's 7. And we want to multiply that by, take 3, multiply it by 3, and add 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. What's my denominator? It never changes! It's 3. And then I have to remember, how do I multiply fractions? Oh, that's right. I multiply straight across. So I'm going to multiply 30, so this is going to be 30 times 10 divided by 7 times 3. So that's going to be 300 over 21. All right? And so that's an improper fraction. And you guys are so good that you could turn that into a mixed number if you want to. I don't want to. And that's it for mixed numbers and improper fractions.